Once upon a time, by the shores of a vast, deep blue sea, a fisherman and his wife lived in a small, humble cottage. Every day, the fisherman would head to the seaside, casting his fishing rod into the waves to catch fish. While the fisherman was content with their simple life, his wife was far from satisfied. "Ugh, look at this dreadful cottage," she complained. "It's damp and moldy everywhere. I'm tired of cleaning it all the time." The fisherman loved his wife dearly and always tried to please her, but no matter what he did, it was never enough. If he brought her fish, she wished for crab. If he picked apples, she longed for pears. One day, as usual, the fisherman went to the shore to fish. He cast his rod into the water and waited patiently. Hours passed before the fishing rod finally trembled. "Ah, a fish has taken the bait," he exclaimed. "But this one feels strong. What a stubborn catch." With all his might, the fisherman tugged and pulled until, at last, he reeled in his catch. To his amazement, a golden, shimmering flounder hung on the end of the line. "You've caught me at last, haven't you, fisherman?" said the fish. The fisherman froze in shock. Did you just talk? Or am I losing my mind?" "You heard me right," replied the flounder. "But I am no ordinary fish. I am a prince under a spell. Please, fisherman, set me free." The fisherman stood there, astonished by what he had just heard. "Set me free, and I will grant you a wish as a token of my gratitude." The fisherman, still in disbelief, replied, "A talking fish? I've never seen anything like it before. No need for any wishes. I'll let you go. Go on, back to the sea." The fisherman returned home, his excitement bubbling over. His wife, however, was less than thrilled. "Why are you back so soon? Couldn't you at least bring some fish or fruit?" "I did catch a fish," he explained, "but it was no ordinary fish. It talked. It told me it was a prince under a spell." "A talking fish?" she asked incredulously. "And then what?" "It offered to grant me a wish, but I was so shocked that I let it go back into the water." His wife was furious. "You mean to tell me you found a magic fish, saved its life, and didn't ask for anything in return? Unbelievable. You could have wished for something to improve our lives, like a new house. Go back and find that fish. Ask it for a proper home." The fisherman, unable to refuse his wife's demand, returned to the shore. He called out, "Flounder, flounder, fish prince. I just want to make a wish. Come on, make through this wish." Tick-tock, tick-tock. The flounder emerged from the water and asked, "What is it you want now, fisherman?" "My wife is unhappy living in our cottage," he confessed. "She wishes for a beautiful new house." The flounder replied, "Go home, fisherman. Your wish has been granted. She has her new house." The fisherman hurried home and found his wife beaming as she stood before a magnificent new house. Inside, the house was filled with brand new furniture, and every corner sparkled with cleanliness. "Oh, husband," she exclaimed, "no more living in a shabby cottage. This house is perfect. Everything is fresh and spotless." The fisherman smiled. "Yes, my wife. Now we can live happily ever after in this beautiful home, can't we?" "We'll see about that, my darling," she replied cryptically. But that night, the fisherman's wife tossed and turned in bed, unable to sleep. When morning came, she had a new request ready as they sat down for breakfast. "Husband," she began, "this house is lovely, but it feels too small for us now. I want something grander, a palace. I want to be a queen. Don't you understand?" She urged her husband, "Go and tell that to the fish prince." Reluctantly, the fisherman went back to the seaside deep in thought and called out, "Flounder, flounder, fish prince, I have another wish. Please grant it." Tick-tock, tick-tock. The fish prince replied, "What's wrong, fisherman?" "My wife is unhappy again," the fisherman admitted. "And what does she desire this time?" "She wishes for a palace." "Go home, fisherman. Your wife now has a palace," said the fish prince. When the fisherman returned, he was stunned to find a grand palace standing where their modest house had been. Inside, his wife sat on an opulent throne in a grand hall. "My dear, you've truly become a queen," he said, amazed. "Yes," she replied confidently. "Are you happy now?" he asked hopefully. But his wife shook her head. "No, I don't want to just be a queen. I want to be an empress." "A fish can't make me an empress, you say? Let's see what the fish prince has to say about that. Go ask him to make me an empress." Although the fisherman hesitated, he went back to the seaside, heavy-hearted, to fulfill her demand. Flounder, flounder, fish prince, I have another wish. Please grant it. Tick-tock, he chanted. My wife is still not content, the fisherman sighed. Is that so? Asked the fish prince. What is it she desires now? The fisherman hesitated before replying. She wants to become an empress. Very well, said the fish prince. Go home, fisherman. Your wife is now an empress. When the fisherman returned, he was astonished. The palace had grown immensely, even more splendid than before, with guards stationed at the grand entrance. Inside, his wife sat upon an even more majestic throne, radiating authority and power. My dearest, you've truly become an empress, he exclaimed in amazement. Yes, she responded proudly. Are you happy now? He asked, his voice full of hope. She said thoughtfully. I'm not sure. We'll discuss it later. I'm quite tired today. We should get some rest. That night, as the fisherman lay beside her, he prayed earnestly that his wife would find contentment and ask for nothing more. While he drifted off to sleep, his wife remained awake. Her mind raced through the possibilities, pondering through the night what else she could wish for from the magic fish. A week passed, and the wife summoned her husband to her side with yet another request. Husband, she said, time slips away too quickly. I wish to control time itself. I want to live above the clouds and rule over the sun and the moon. The fisherman looked at her in disbelief. What are you saying, my wife? Why isn't this abundance of wealth and power enough for you? If you truly want me to be happy, she insisted, you'll go to the fish prince and tell him my wish. I can't do this, my love. Please, let this be enough, he pleaded. But don't you want me to be happy? She countered. The fisherman, heart heavy and filled with worry, went back to the seaside. Flounder, flounder, fish prince, I must make another wish. Please hear me once more. Tick-tock, tick-tock. The fish prince emerged. What troubles you now, fisherman? My wife, she is still not content, he admitted with sorrow. Tell me, what does she desire this time? Asked the fish. She wishes to control time itself, the fisherman explained. She wants to live in a palace above the clouds and rule over the sun and the moon. The fish prince nodded. Go home, fisherman. Your wife now has what she wishes. When the fisherman returned, neither his wife nor the grand palace was there. As he looked up, he saw the clouds far above, out of reach. My wife, where are you? You're so far away from me now, he cried. Filled with desperation, he rushed back to the seashore and called for the fish prince once again. Flounder, flounder, fish prince, I have one more wish. Please grant it. Tick-tock, tick-tock. The fish appeared. What has happened now, fisherman? My wife. What became of her? He asked with sorrow. Fisherman, replied the fish prince, I granted her wish. She gave up everything to rule over time, the sun, and the moon above the clouds. Now neither you can see her, nor can she see you. The fisherman's heart ached. Oh, fish prince, I saved your life, but I never asked for anything for myself. Every wish I made was for my wife. Please, I beg you, bring her back to me. The fish prince paused. You're a good man, fisherman. Tell me, what is your wish now? All I wish is for my wife to be with me, truly happy. That's all I've ever wanted, he replied. Very well, said the fish prince. Go home, fisherman. Your wife now has everything she needs to be happy. The fisherman raced back to his cottage, heart pounding with hope. To his amazement, his wife was there, waiting for him, just as she had been in the old days. She said, I didn't realize how much I already had. I was truly happy with you in this little cottage. Oh, my wife, he replied, embracing her. I love you more than anything. From that day forward, the fisherman's wife learned to cherish the simplest things in life. Together, they lived happily ever after in their humble home, enjoying love, laughter, and delicious meals every day.